Hello, good morning. So wanted to explain a very important topic here today because this could be the difference between getting a promotion, getting a bonus, putting yourself in a position to earn extra money on a monthly basis. It's not just about being able to push a client along and have the process of going through the application and then getting the policy paid and issued fast. You get paid, the client feels good knowing that they've got the coverage. This has a lot more to do with the bigger scope of it, the bigger picture. Here's how you keep a higher persistency rate. You get bonused, you get promotions, you get a client who feels good about what they just did with you. So let me walk you through how to get your apps paid the fastest. And a lot of what I'm going to be teaching here over the next couple weeks is language, posture, and delivering a specific way of connecting with the client to make them feel good about what they're doing. So you've now made it through the process of, you went through all your core transitions, and now you've gotten into the application process. You've now asked a series of medical questions. You've given information about yourself, about the carrier, and now you're at the process, you're at the point of the application where you're asking for the banking information. Now, the natural instinct for a client is to say, hey, I want this to happen next month, or I need this to happen on the 15th of the month, or they pick a specific day. So I'm going to show you a couple different techniques that you can do to get your apps paid faster and to move your clients along. Look, as human beings, we need to be told what to do. They're looking at you as the expert. You as the expert need to explain how the process works. So let's walk through it right now. I would ask something like, okay, so here's what I'm going to need from you now, Mr. and Mrs. Client. Go ahead and do me a favor, and what is the name of the bank that you want to use to pay the premium? Okay, all right, great. You want to use TD Bank. Now, mind you, my head is down the whole time. So my head is down, or I'm looking at I'm looking at my computer. Okay, so TD Bank, great, got it. And what is the routing account number on that account? Most people either, one or two things, right? Most people either don't know their routing and account number, most people, or they need to jump up, they need to go over to their pocketbook, they need to go into the office, they need to go wherever that checking account is, and they need to go get that information, right? So I just make it as part of the process. Okay, I'm not making a big deal about it. I'm making it part, because it's part of the application process, meaning on your e-applications, you cannot move forward in that e-application process without getting that banking information. So what's the routing account number on that TD Bank? Okay, let me go get that for you. Then they come back. Okay, routing account number, boom, 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 got it. Okay, account number, boom, 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 okay, got it. Okay, and then I will then look at them and I would say something along the lines of, I want to explain how the process works. This is very important, guys. I want to explain how the process works. How it works is, we're going to submit this application over to the underwriting department. Now, if you're using Americo HMS 125, Americo Cashback Option, Forrester Strong Foundation, a lot of times you're going to get those instant approvals, meaning you're going to know in 2 to 5 to 6 minutes that application's been approved, right? So this is very important that you're letting your clients know the process. So what we're going to do is we're going to get your application into the hands of the underwriting department. Guys, this is very specific information. Once the underwriting department takes a look at what we've submitted to them, they are going to give us a decision. Once that decision is made, you're going to get an approval. Once you've received an approval, within 24 hours, your coverage will go issue paid, meaning they are going to withdraw the first premium from your account. Is that okay? And then ask permission. But now you've just explained the process. Here's what I find. Most agents, they don't explain the process. They get routing, account number, bank account information, and they keep moving along. They don't ever tell the client that their bank account's going to be withdrawn. And then what happens is, right, you get an instant approval. And then, right, that happens on a Monday. On Wednesday, the account gets withdrawn. You get a commission, right? All of a sudden, you're feeling good, warm and fuzzy about what you just did. And then you get that call from the client. Oh my goodness, the insurance company took money out of my account. I never gave authorization. I didn't know this was going to happen that fast. So then you get all of this pushback from the client. Now you have an unhappy client who wants to cancel, who's not happy, who's now dialing up the carrier, talking to whoever will listen, letting them know that they didn't like the way you did business, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't make you look very good. So you have to walk the client through the process. Here's how it's going to work. Great. Is that okay? Is it okay if within, right? So let's say this policy gets approved, and I'll give an example. I'll say today's Tuesday, the 24th. Let's say this policy gets approved on Thursday or Friday. Is it okay if the first withdrawal comes out on Monday? And then they're going to tell you yes or no. That is okay if the withdrawal comes out during that time frame. You can phrase it like this. I don't know exactly when this policy is actually going to get approved. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I'm going to get it into the hands of the underwriting department. They're then going to do the cross-reference. They're going to cross-reference all the information. 10-year look back on your medical history, 5-year look back on your prescription history, 10-year look back on your driving history, your criminal history, right? They're going to take a look back. Okay, great. Then they're going to underwrite it and they're going to let us know. You will be, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you will be the first one to know once this application gets approved. I'm going to call you and let you know. So I don't know if it's going to get approved here in the next 48 hours. I don't know if it's going to get approved here within the next week or two. But you will be the first one to know once that application gets approved. And then the next day it's going to get issue paid, meaning they're going to withdraw the first premium. Is that okay? Yes, it is. Great. What about, no, it's not. No, that doesn't work for me. I need this to come out on the 15th of the month. Well, if today's the 24th and you're doing an Americo HMS 125 and you know that you're probably, you have a 99.9% chance you're getting a decision within the next 2 minutes, well then you need to be very clear with the client, let them know, listen, we're going to have a decision here within the next 5 minutes. And once that decision is made, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the premium here within the next 48 hours. Is that okay? No, it's not. We have to wait till the 15th of the month. Well, today's the 24th, right? And you're about $1,000 shy of your first promotion. You're about $1,000 shy of your first promotion. And this client is saying, hey, I need it to come out on the 15th of the month. Well, if it comes out on the 15th of the month and you don't have any other appointments lined up because it's the holiday weekend and then you're traveling and whatever that reason is, and now you're going to miss your first promotion, okay? What if it has nothing to do with the promotion? What if it's all about just making sure that the client has coverage immediately, which is probably more important than anything else? Okay, I need it to come out on the 15th. Mr. and Mrs. Client, I can totally understand that. The way the insurance carriers work is, once the policy's been approved, they will immediately activate the policy for it to go live. If you choose to, after that policy goes live and they withdraw that first premium, if you don't like the day that that premium comes out, you can actually call the carrier and you can have the day switched. But the way that the carrier does it is they specifically will underwrite the business, they will approve the business, and then they will issue the business so that you can activate coverage. Mr. and Mrs. Client, I can't tell you how many clients I've spoken to over the years who wanted to wait on coverage and then they waited 25, 28 days and something happened in between that time frame. And then at this point, I'm going to tell them this. This is very important, okay? I have a fiduciary responsibility to let you know that even if your policy gets approved, if you don't want the coverage to go activated until the 15th of next month, and something happens in between that time, if something happens, an accident, an illness, whatever it might be, you will not be accepted for coverage. I have a fiduciary responsibility and I need to let you know that. Why? Because I don't want that client coming back to me and saying, hey, Brett Grossman called me, said that the policy got approved, we thought we had coverage, and then my wife got diagnosed with cancer, right? And then something happened. My husband passed away in between that time, and now I want to take a lawsuit up against the insurance company. I want to sue the agent. They told me I had coverage. So now this backs you up, and you're doing the right thing by the client. You're activating the policy ASAP. Why? Because crazy things happen. People get an illness. People become disabled. People pass away. And it happens. So someone says, no. It needs to happen on the 15th of the month. This is when we pay all of our bills. This is when it happens. Okay, listen, I totally understand that. Now listen, you don't ever want to argue with a client, but agree with them. Okay, listen, I completely understand what you're talking about. Here's what we're going to do. Is it okay for us to at least activate it so you have coverage, so that in the event that anything ever happens, you now will have access to this $200,000. You'll have access to this $150,000 policy. Your wife will be very well taken care of in the event you leave to go to work one of these days in between that time frame and you don't ever return home. She's at least going to be able to pay off the home, pay off the debt, take care of the kids, right? Pay off that tuition, whatever it might be. Is that okay? See, what you're going to do now is you're going to bring back everything that they told you during the appointment as to why they needed the coverage. And then, Mr. and Mrs. Client, once that coverage goes activated, if you choose to call back the carrier and then have that date switched, not a problem. We can go that. It's a simple fix. Is that okay? Yes. Great. And then they will move forward with it. So that you've now tried 2 times. On the 3rd time, if they're like, absolutely, no way, it has to come out on this specific day, don't argue with them. Put down that day. Here's what I'll share with you. I've done over 1,000 insurance policies in my career. I've done this specific technique over and over and over and over and over again. And I can tell you that 99.999% of the time, the client who wanted that specific date, it was just a knee-jerk reaction. It was just one of their last ditch efforts to kind of throw an objection at you. And here's what they never do. They never call the carrier and have the date switched. Hardly ever. It was just a knee-jerk reaction. This is how you get your policies paid faster. This is how you get your clients activated faster. This is how you qualify for bonuses and promotions. This is how you as the agent get paid faster. And you're still following through on everything you said you were going to do. Make sure you do that 48-hour follow-up with the client. Make sure you let them know once the policy's been approved, and then you can call them and remind them that it's going to go issued the next day. Let them know that policy, the premium's going to come out the next day. The more you're in communication with your client, the higher your persistency rate, the more clients are going to stay on the books. Have a great week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. Look forward to seeing everybody real soon.